This is Jen with GoCollect. I'm a junior developer here, but I've been drafted to make a YouTube video for this week's recap of events in comic books, comic speculation, and TV shows. So I've got some notes here. You're going to see me look off to the side. That's where my notes are contained. Forgive me. Again, I was just drafted, so I'm kind of going based off of what notes I've got. So let's get started. Alright, so we're going to cover segments in comics and TV and movies in Silver Age, controversial comics, character speculation, and Bronze Age. Segment 1, comics and TV and movie speculation. Marvel Spotlight number 2 and Tomb of Dracula number 1 have potential for significant gains due to Disney+. Marvel Spotlight number 2, which is the second issue of the anthology and marks the first appearance of Jack Russell, a werewolf who will be featured in a 3-issue story arc between issues number 2 and number 4, before branching off into his own ongoing comic book series, Werewolf by Night. This issue was written by Roy Thomas, his wife Jean Thomas, and Jerry Conway, with artwork by Mike Plug, or Plug, forgive me, it's a double O, so in my mind that's Plug, but it might be Plug. My apologies for butchering the name. It was edited by Marvel's editor-in-chief, Stan Lee. Marvel Spotlight number 2 prices have also climbed since Blade Reboot was announced. You can purchase Marvel Spotlight number 2 in a 3.0 grade for $80. New Moon Knight Disney Plus series are speculated to feature Dracula and Werewolf by Night. Fans of Werewolf by Night have been waiting for him to debut in TV and movies for 40 years, so this is pretty big. Currently, you can purchase Tomb of Dracula number 1 for under $100 in grades 5 and below. Oh man, this topic I'm excited about. Everyone is discussing Netflix's The Witcher series. But did you know that not only is The Witcher a popular video game, but it's a comic? It started out as a book, moved into video games, and now there's a comic. I didn't know that. Witcher turned into a comic book in 1993 with the series titled The Road with No Return. It is a rare book as it has foreign origins and it appears there is only one seller for copies of the original issue. Another new Witcher comic was published in 2011 in conjunction with the release of the Witcher 2 game. Purchasers of the video game were given a free digital copy of the book. It's pretty cool. The most popular Witcher comic is Witcher number 1. The prices for this haven't moved much even with the release of the Netflix series. A 9.8 grade can be purchased for around $150. The market outlook remains negative despite the renewed interest. Now on a personal note, because I really love The Witcher 3, I tried playing Witcher 1, my computer really couldn't handle it, so I didn't even try Witcher 2. But with the release of the Netflix series, I was really curious about the books. So I read The Last Wish. Here we go. If you're coming from the video game, the Netflix series is probably going to be a bit confusing. Read The Last Wish. Not only is it a really great book, but it explains the flow of the Netflix series. Because the first book, Last Wish, was written not in chronological order. It's not linear. It hops around a little bit. So if you want to make more sense of the TV series and the flow, read The Last Wish. Alright, this year the Marvel Cinematic Universe is only releasing 2 movies, Black Widow and The Eternals. If you've seen Avengers Endgame, you probably are still in mourning over Black Widow's sacrifice to the world. This movie is set between the events of Captain America Civil War and the Avengers Infinity War. Eternals number 1 has been hot since the movie announcement, and you should continue to see gains in the market. Many are questioning how Marvel is going to make the Eternals movie interesting. They've casted Angelina Jolie as Thena, Salma Hayek as Ajak, Don Lee, and Richard Madden. Let us know how many of you are excited about the Eternals movie in the comments below. Alright, on to segment 2, Silver Age speculation. Silver Surfer number 3 could be a no-brainer as a long-term investment. This book is the first appearance of Mephisto, and grades 9.2 return positive at 133.10% in the long term and negative 2.7 in the short term. If you haven't added the Silver Surfer number 3 to your collection, we do offer lists and collections on our site, GoCollect.com. On to segment number 3, and an interesting topic, controversial comics. Do you hold controversial comics in your collection? Some comics are considered taboo, having crossed the line, and are now very scarce due to being pulled off the shelves. One example of a comic being controversial is how Batman Damned showed the Bat Dong. That is a quote in the notes. Surprisingly, though, the bookstores did not return them, did not recall them. So yeah, that's floating out there. Wolverine number 131 is a controversial comic and was recalled due to an inadvertent racial slur. A rookie letterer accidentally misinterpreted the word killer for a slur for Jewish people. He wasn't familiar with the word and didn't realize the huge mistake he had made. This book was pulled off the shelves, but due to an early release program, there are many issues out there. A 9.8 graded copy has a fair market value of $65. All-Star Batman and Robin the Boy Wonder number 10 is another controversial comic recalled due to some of the language in the book. It gets pretty bad. He called Robin retarded and stated, "I'm the goddamn Batman." Those are quoted from the book. But that wasn't the big problem. Issue number 10 had a dialogue bubble that had been crossed out due to vulgar language. But even though the words were crossed out, they were still visible after printing. We don't have those words here, so issue number 10 if you're curious. This edition in a 9.8 has a fair market value of $55. Universe X Spidey number 1 was recalled due to a ticked off artist who left a message for his boss on page 28, panel 3. He wrote, "Bob Harris, haha, he's gone. Good riddance to bad rubbish. He was a nasty SOB." The 9.8 has seen sales as high as $288 and as low as $50. Okay, on to segment 4 of character speculation. Is Daredevil really gone forever, or is his return inevitable? Daredevil had a nice run on Netflix before it was canceled. Daredevil titles do have strong appeal among collectors. Speculators believe Daredevil should have a bunch of capital gains to make over time, even though the hype and exposure for the character have died down. So the question is, will the Daredevil really never be mentioned again in Marvel, or will we see a revival? Segment number 5, Bronze Age speculation. According to one of our GoCollect bloggers, there's only one Marvel Bronze Age title you need. That's the 1970 to 1976 anthology Astonishing Tales. This series boasted an impressive number of key issues and first appearances, including Bobby Morse, Joshua Link, and Luther Manning. In Astonishing Tales number 1, we see the appearances of Kazar and Dr. Doom. This is a pricey title with a fair market value of $980 in a 9.8 grade. In Astonishing Tales number 6, we see the first appearance of Bobby Morse and an appearance by Black Panther. Currently, there are only 138 copies of this book on the CGC census, and long-term returns are mixed, but the last 9.2 sold on eBay for about $147.50. Astonishing Tales number 8 sees Dr. Doom's mother. There are only 66 copies of this on the CGC census, and a certified graded 9.8 has a fair market value of $200. Astonishing Tales number 12 boasts the second appearance of Man-Thing. There are only 46 copies of this on the CGC census, and the last sale for an 8.0 was only $69.99. All right, that seems to conclude this week's recap of blogs, comics and television and movies, and what's going on in the comics world. Check out our website and blog for more. We keep our blog updated with fresh content from many bloggers around the country, and we'd love to hear your feedback on this video and how we're doing, so go ahead and leave us a comment below. Thank you so much, and take care.